Good morning, Bickies. How's it going? It's Tara. It's the Biscuit Box. It's Wednesday, 11 o'clock. No, it's gone past 11, of course. Sure, Jeannie Mac, will I ever do it bang on time? The challenge, the challenge. I hope you're all good and you're having a nice morning wherever you are. We're going to talk a little bit, and last week we talked to Trevor Higgins, who was a parenting coach, and that was really great. I love having people on the Biscuit Box. It's lovely to just get other people to share their expertise. So thanks, Trevor, for that. And today is just little old me with you, and we're going to bash out some interesting things I want to talk about this morning. And it's something that comes up a lot when I work with people, whether that be with on the foundation program, which is coming up in a few weeks. I'm excited about that. Or our bi-monthly workshops, which I'm doing one right now. And the narrative is always the same. It's a common thread through a lot of people's struggles with their creative work and with their businesses, right? And it's something even in your personal life that people struggle with, which impacts, of course, everything, right? It's confidence. And confidence is, I think, confidence is the thing that can get you what you want. It's having that confidence. And I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I had zero confidence. I was the chubby little Bon Jovi hair. I was a bit funny, so the kind of I kind of tapped into the funny side of myself to survive. But I was the plain, spotty, fat one, basically. that was a bit funny, but underneath that exterior, that kind of joker exterior, was a very, very shy little girl, and I always struggled with confidence, right? And I know some of you might be going, what? Seriously though, like I think most people struggle with confidence at one point or another. And some people never ever bash through that barrier with their confidence. So I'm going to talk about that with you this morning, on how I have done that and how I think. And when we talk it out, this will make sense to you. And it's not out there, it's not investing, like remortgaging your house and having to invest in this program and this and this and this and this. It's something very, very simple that I think you can actually apply to your life today and see results. It's all in here, gang. Anyway, just going back to the school thing, when I was young, I had zero confidence in myself as a person, of what I could bring to a conversation, or I'll never be like that person that I'd go, oh, look at her, she's so skinny. It was a big thing, right? For me anyway, it was back then, not now, thankfully. She's so thin, she's so popular, she's so funny, her clothes are so cool, I'll never be like her. And so that made me feel like a failure in who I was as a person, because I could never be like that person. How could I ever be like that person? And I think that reflects now in this digital age, where we are business owners and we're scrolling through the Instagram feed or our Facebook feed or wherever we are, and we're looking at that person or that business that we aspire to, and they're up there and they're shiny and they're making shitloads of money and they're doing everything so well, and why can't I be like them? And that feeds that insecurity of, well, I'm not good enough to be like them, I'll never get there, how can I get there, what's wrong with me, why can't I do that? And this is the narrative that goes on a lot in people's minds around themselves as business owners, and more so creatives, because guess what? We are our products. live, breathe, and sweat our products and our services, right? Because they're attached to us. And that's the challenge. We go very, very deep with what we do. And it's more a lifestyle. It's like we have to do what we do. And so that's why in the creative sector, confidence is one of the biggest stumbling blocks. It's what stops stories being told. It's what stops people just when they are at a point where they can actually make progress. It stops them. It's the confidence to make that next step. It's the confidence to know how to get to that shiny place that that person that you're aspiring to all the time is at. How do I get there? But I can't because I'm not talented enough, I'm not good enough, and you're nearly self-sabotaging yourself. And I see people reacting to that inner narrative by hiding, by not putting themselves out there, because how can I do that? I'll never be like that. So they hide and they do course after course and re-educate and wait until they get the next skill because that'll make them good enough, or the next qualification because that will give them the social acceptance because they have all those letters after their name perhaps, or they'll just keep hiding because you're scared and you don't have that confidence to say, well, this is what I do. I'm at this point and out I go and feck everyone else and feck her over there, that shiny person that I'm wanting to be like. How did she do that? Like, don't mind her. Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this narrative, because I know a lot of you guys feel this and a lot of you guys are there now. You're hiding. You're not ready personally. Your work is ready. Your ideas are more than ready. It's you. You're the one that's stuck. You can't seem to get that confidence to put yourself out there. Because if you don't put yourself out there, how are people meant to know what you do? And how are people meant to resonate with your offering or feel connected to you and what you do if you can't put yourself out there? So the biggest learning for me in this area, and really I think, and I believe because I have walked this path, I believe the number one path, or the number one reason, not path, that was the last sentence, Tara, the number one reason people get what they want and achieve that thing and are that shiny, skinny person that I'm just talking about from childhood, by the way. I'm just going to reference her for some weird reason. The popular one, the one that all the boys like, that has loads of friends, that has all the cool clothes, that person, or that business that you're going, oh, I want. How I believe the number one reason why they get that, or why they're there, is because they expect it. And the number one reason why people don't get what they want is because they don't expect it. Humans are motivated by cause and effect. It's very simple. If we think, well, hang on a second, I'm going to feel so much pleasure having that luscious pint of Guinness in that old man's pub up the road. I'm going to get so much pleasure in that. And I'm going to do it because I know what it's going to feel like. I'm going to love it. I'm going to sit down and have my luscious pint of Guinness and I'm going to feel pleasure. So what do? We go down to the old man's pub and we have our pint of Guinness and we sit down and we enjoy it and we know the effect. We know the effect of it, right? So it's pleasure, right? So, or it can be anything. It can be, eating a cookie or a biscuit, a biscuit, like, you eat a biscuit, or you go to a meetup, right? You go to a biscuit meetup, you've been to one or two, you felt the fear and you did it anyway, and you go to the next one, and you go to the next one, and you go to the next one, because you know what it feels like. It feels good, so you're going to do it, right? In the same sentence, You associate discomfort and pain with selling. You associate that feeling with putting yourself out there online. You're not comfortable with it. So you associate that feeling. So you're not going to do it. Like, why the hell would you do? Why would you do something that is going to give you pain? Like, you want the pleasure bit. Bring on the bickies, like, you know, think about it. Of course you're not. Like, we're wired in that way not to choose that path. And that's fair enough. Like, so how can we bash that out? How can we disassociate pain and discomfort with putting yourself out there? How can you do that? And this is the important bit. This is how you do it, Lance. And this is really, it's simplified, right? You make it easy to feel success. You make it easy for yourself to have a little win. You don't put yourself up for disappointment because you want the big win. You have the big win in your head, but it's over there. You don't go straight to it. And I talk to a lot of people in the biscuit factory. Actually, just on Monday, we talked about this. Just like you're launching a product or a service, that's that goal, that shiny goal you want. You don't go straight to the goal. You have a runway. It's like an airplane, right? You take off at the end, but you need that runway of baby steps to get you to that goal. And what happens from a confidence perspective is that each baby step, each little win that you have will get you closer. Yes, but more importantly, it will give you the little bit of confidence you need to take the next step. If you think about anything that you do in your life, like for me, having a small baby, holy shit, the baby comes out, how do I do this? The first nappy change, bawling, crying, I can't do this, Vaseline all over your face, you're like, oh, the baby's going, what? It's a nightmare, right? You know, the first bath, the first of anything is really challenging, but you get it done and the baby's okay and you put the nappy on and okay, oh fuck, I have to do this 5 times a day, what the hell? But you have to do it because you have to do it in this scenario. But think about it. One little win is getting the nappy on, right? Then, okay, that's the baby step. Then you go to the next step. The nappy's on again. Okay, that was a bit easier because you're used to it. The effect of getting the nappy on and making sure the baby's okay gave you that confidence to do it again. 6 months later, you're doing it in your sleep and you're like, yeah, easy peasy, like bring on the next thing. It gives you that motivation. It gives you that confidence to move on to the next step. You're able to do it. It's just allowing yourself that baby win. Don't go for the big win straight away. Know the little steps that you need to take to get to that big place that you want to be at. Don't focus on the people that are just there. Like on Instagram, she's doing all this stuff. I'll never get there. I'll never be able to sell my stuff. I'll never look that polished. But you don't know that person, that business's steps, the steps they needed to take to get there. You don't know them. There has been many because they don't talk about it. But every business person I know, every very successful person I know has been through the shit, has gone through those steps and gone through them and fallen back down again and had to start again and go back up to get to that goal. It's not easy. I'm not saying once you're confident, it's really easy. You're going to like just fly it. Life happens. It's hard. That's why the majority of people don't run businesses, right? It is challenging, but it's doable. If you give yourself that confidence, if you allow yourself a plan to take baby steps to that goal. It's that simple, gang. Like, I've worked with shitloads of creative businesses to date, hundreds now to date, and I mentor thousands of people in the biscuit community, and I see this all the time. I can't do this because I'll wait until. What are you waiting for? Look at your baby steps. What is the one little thing you need to do to get closer to that goal? What is it? Don't skip ahead. Do that little thing. Is it getting nice pictures of your work? Is it creating a business page? Is it knowing who you want to work with, who you want to make your stuff for? Is that what you have to figure out first? Baby steps. And once you've figured that out and you go, okay, now I know, right, what's the next step? Do you know what I mean? It's that simple. A guy called Alexander Dumas said, and I have written that down, nothing succeeds like success. I love that. Nothing succeeds like success, because when you feel that adrenaline from that little injection of success, in whatever context that looks like, it builds on success. It gets you, that gives you that confidence, that momentum. Think about it, cause and effect. We act on that. It nearly catapults us to the next stage without us even having to try, because we're saying, I did that. Look at me, like, I did that and it worked and I felt good. Bring it on. What's the next step? I can do this. Like, of course I can do it. Baby steps. So I hope that helps you. If you're stuck, if you're hiding, what is the first step that you need to take? What is it? Do you know what that is? If you struggle with that, send me an email. Send me an email. Ask me the question. I'd be happy to help. And there's the foundation program coming up. So if you really struggle with that, I'd seriously recommend doing the foundation program and work with me closely on getting those steps in place, knowing what you have to do next to get to that shiny goal and what that shiny goal is. I hope that helped. Who's in with me this morning? Hey, Anna. Hey, Lisa. How's it going? Hey, Deirdre. Hey, Denise. Hey, Iris. I can smell you from here, Iris girl. Hey, Martina. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Adele. Hey, Angie Dixon. How's it going, Angie? Hey, Juliana. Juliana says, I feel like this all the time, constantly learning, but I'm hiding. And I think, yeah, you nailed it, Juliana. I really think that constant education, while really important, and I think creative minds need it to feel that our brains are being challenged and we're moving forward from a personal growth perspective and from a skill set perspective. But what happens is we get so consumed with having to learn and having to consume all this stuff before we put ourselves out there, before we package anything to actually feckin' sell it, that we stay there. And then we're too afraid to move forward because we're in this default setting of, I'm just going to stay here because it's cool and I'm actually really enjoying it and brilliant, but I'm not making any sales and they're better than me. And then you go into that whole world which keeps you self-sabotaging consistently. And really, you can, as you learn, you can still put yourself out there. And think about it from a social media and email marketing perspective. When you're learning stuff, you share that out. That's what you share. Guess what I learned today? I learned how to do this with my camera. I can now do photographs doing cartwheels from my nipples. Okay, maybe not that, but you know what I mean? That's interesting social content. You're bringing people, you're sharing your journey. Don't keep it to yourself. Like, why? Why keep it? Share it out. It adds value to what you do. You're showing people that you're up for learning, that you're wanting to be better at what you do. Don't wait till you're the best to put yourself out there. Hi, I'm brilliant. I have all these things done. Hi. And people go, oh, who are you like? You see, bring people on the journey with you while you're learning. The challenge is deciding, I'm ready. I'm ready to put myself out there. I want that business. I want to attract those customers. What am I hiding? Why am I hiding? Why am I waiting? I know, because you're scared shitless. Like us all. We are all scared shitless. At every point, every move in your business, you're shitting yourself. I'm going to look like a gobshite. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to curse too much. There's always something. I look back at my first videos that I did. Oh my God. I must actually share one, lads. Oh my God. Like, brutal. But I had to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. And now you look back going, I can't believe I said that or did that, or the lighting or blah, 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 whatever it was. But it's the baby steps. You gain more confidence, you get used to your medium, you get used to the technology you need to make things work for you, and you just do it. Why are you waiting? Juliana says, oh, hey, sorry, I didn't say hi to everybody. Hey, Katrina, how's it going? Hey, Siobhan. Siobhan says, God, that's me. Join the club. I think it's everybody. Everyone goes through this. And you know, even for me, for different parts of my business, when I go through different shifts, I just want to go, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, you know, I can't do this new thing. I'm scared. What if it doesn't work? What if they hate it? What if nobody turns up? What if, but Jeannie Mac, you push yourself through and you go, it's not about me. It's not about me, actually. It's about the value that I bring. It's about the thing that makes me jump out of bed in the morning. That's what it's about. Like, get over yourself. Stop self-sabotaging. Get out there and make the world a better place at what you do. Like, you know. Hey, Liz, how's it going? Hey, Liz Walsh. There's Liz Hickey and Liz Walsh. Hey, Liz's. Liz Squared. Hey, Mitty. Hey, Gillian Balger. How's it going? So Juliana says, I dipped my toe in the water. I put 3 paintings into a local exhibition this summer and none sold, and they weren't expensive. I had posted them in the Biscuit group and got some lovely comments. I went away with my tail between my legs. It's easier to hide. Juliana, I love you for posting this comment. This is so typical. So Juliana, you felt the fear and you did it anyway. Well done. You got 3 paintings, you went to a local exhibition and none sold. My question to you is this. Who came to the exhibition? A factory member who's been for a long time, who is nailing it now. High-end gallery work, amazing, right? Started putting her work in a local library and people were like, Jesus Christ, I'm not paying that for it. For God's sake, like my daughter could do that with paper. That was the reaction. She went, oh my God, nothing sold. The feedback was it's too expensive. And if she didn't have the support of, well, she's in the biscuit factory. So if she didn't come back and go, nothing, so we all went, you're in the wrong place. Juliana, you're in the wrong place. It's not your work. You put your work into a group of peers, of creative people that, like, there's 6,500 nearly people in there right now. You got great feedback, right? So it's not your work. It's where you're putting your work. So don't stop. I want you to research different places to put your work. Go to a market. Get your place out there with people that appreciate art, that know art a little bit, that can give you feedback from a positive perspective. A local exhibition sometimes can just rip people's confidence because nothing sells and people, it's not price. And that's why I went, oh my God, thank you so much for that part as well. It's not price that puts people off your work. People don't get your work. They don't appreciate, they don't understand it. They don't want to. It's the wrong eyeballs. Put up your prices and go somewhere where people will appreciate your work, right? It's not you. Start again. Don't stop. Don't let little fails stop you. Baby steps. Try something else, like, 50 million different markets, exhibitions. Test. Not your work. Test the people you're putting your work in front of. That's the key. That's the research. Okay? Please don't stop, Juliana. Don't let that stop you. But it is easier to hide. Absolutely, it is. But then you're going to be hiding in 6 months' time and in 12 months' time, and you're going to get pissed off with hiding. And you're going to probably spend money on doing loads of other stuff and, all this thing, and you're going to keep hiding. Get out there, be visible, get feedback, keep at it. Don't hide. Hiding won't get you anywhere. It'll only make you depressed, like, you know. Hey Sharon, how's it going? Hey George, how are you? Hey Karina, how's it going? Hey Anya, how's it going? Like, hey Leanne, how are you, Leanne? Okay, hey Paddy, hey Andrea, how's it going? Hey Diana, how are you? So Jenny says, so true, everyone starts off in the same position and has to take the same steps. Absolutely, Jenny. Deirdre says, you're so right. I heard a great phrase, the more you do of what you do, the more you get of what you got. It's so true. If you want things to change, just make a little change at a time. I can't agree more. I think it's so important. The challenge is, that's all great for us to say, baby steps, do this, like little steps, and there's your shiny thing, and go get them now, bye. The challenge is this. You go, right, baby steps, I'm going to do this, and then you sit at your computer or your desk or wherever you kind of brainstorm, you go, what the hell do I do now? Like, that's the hard bit, isn't it? How do I make it happen? What is my goal? Who am I trying to talk to? What am I trying to say? How am I going to communicate that out? How am I going to attract those ideal clients to me? Or those people that will give me, that won't haggle the crap out of my my price point, that will get what I do. How am I going to do that? That's the challenge, isn't it? The foundation program is definitely for you if you're at that stage. Or there's like the Biscuit Factory, which I know a lot of Bicky members are in here. You can testify to the power of testing things, getting feedback, and knowing there's people behind you to say, keep going. Have you tried this? I did this last week. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. Keep going. Lads, it changes everything. Even not in the biscuit world, find your support network. Find that group of people that get what you do, that will support you, that will be there to give you that feedback, to tell you, you know what, don't give up, Juliana. You know, don't give up. You need to just diversify, try something else. Practice your live streamings in Jenny Kehoe's group. Jenny, drop the link for your group there. If you're stuck on live streaming and you just go, I know it's beneficial for my business, I am the product, I need to put myself out there, I hate live streaming, I'm shite at it, how can I get better at it? Go into Jenny's group and practice, right? Baby steps, practice the thing you're most fearful of first and then move forward, you know? Katrina says, done is better than perfect. Remember that. Absolutely. That's our mantra. Like, done is definitely better than perfect. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. And that shiny, foldery person, that shiny person up there that you're going, I want to be like them. They fuck up too. They make mistakes too. We all do. You just don't hear about the mistakes. They start crying at 12 o'clock at night going, how am I going to do this email marketing thing? And blah. They're in there putting the hours in, trying to figure stuff out too. They're just at a different level. But they had to start somewhere also. Everyone has to start somewhere. What makes me really sad is that you stop before the story gets out there, before your business gets interesting, before you can make impact. You stop. And I see this so much. And I've known business people that have got to a certain level and went, I can't do this. Like, this is too hard. Bye. Just at the cusp of where it could flip over to making more revenue, to getting more eyeballs on what they do, making more impact. There's always that shift, gang, always. Please don't give up. Please don't give up on your story. Don't give up on your work. Please don't. You exhaust everything first. Then, okay, this isn't working. But don't give up because it got a little bit hard, or you made no sales on your first exhibition or your third one. Try 5 more. Put a plan in place. These three exhibitions, I sold nothing. These are the type of people that went there. This is the feedback that I got. Okay, I'm going to shift completely and go over here and put my work here and see what happens. Test, test, test. Okay, Juliana says, there was a well-known professional artist there and he said to me, this is not the place for you. Yeah, he's right. That was the only thing that kept me painting, for I felt so low. And he's right. It's not your work. It's like anything. It's like anything that you create. If I put what I do out there to a certain market, I would be laughed at. People would go, "You're one's off for a game," like, you know. Of course, I talk to creative people because I know ye guys. I am one of ye. I talk the way it's fun and it's engaging, and we have a bit of crack, and it's loose and informed, and that's what creativity, how creativity flourishes in my world, right? And I think you guys get that. That's why with your work, you're putting in front of the wrong people. But who are those people? Do you know who you need to sell to? Do you know that person? Have you done your research? Have you reached out to people that you've sold to already and find out what makes them tick, who they are, what papers they read, what social media platforms, what problems are they having, and how are you solving their problems? Then how are you communicating that out? What does that look like? Have you even thought about this? This is what I work with so deeply with people that I work with on the foundation program. Even in the workshop, I know there's a few workshop heads in here, we're touching on all that goo, that really, really powerful stuff that can get you past that hump, give you the confidence because you understand it, you get it, you go, okay, now I know what I need to do. This is my baby step because I want to go here, but I'm not there yet. I can't be. And I can't put myself under pressure to be there yet. It doesn't make sense. I need to take baby steps, and the first step is this, and I'm going to just focus on that, get it done, and then assess and see where I need to go. Okay. Hey Emma, how's it going? Jenny says, I set up the practice group because I absolutely crapped myself going live. I'm still no expert, but step by step we're all getting better with practice. And that's Jenny's Facebook group. So if you know and you appreciate and you get that live streaming is really powerful at getting in front of people, hop over to Jenny's group and practice going in front of the camera. Practice it, practice the lighting thing. It's a non-judgmental space. I practice in there. There's loads of people practicing in there because it's really important to practice, to get the confidence, to do that baby step, to test your stuff in a safe space. And that's why Jenny set that up. So kudos to you, Jenny Kehoe girl. Bonita Elms says, hey, Bonita Elms, what a cool name. Seriously, like, hello, I'm going back to change mine now. Ed Sheeran comes to mind by not giving up. It's a little struggle for me, but baby steps is working, if a bit slow, but I'm trying. And it's a long game, gang. It's a long game because it doesn't happen overnight, but it's consistent baby steps and knowing what those baby steps are. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that one. Thank you so much for tuning into the Biscuit Box today, every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. And thank you. And I'd love to hear from you. If you are struggling, send me an old email, tara@biscuit.ie. I'd love to hear from you. And if I can help you in any way, I will. Okay, gang, keep creative. Done is better than perfect. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And come on, let's get them. Good luck. Bye.